Everyone. Why is it so hard for me to begin? Because this has been a process, a working of the Spirit, and what was revealed to me, it was piece by piece. And that was the Father's working. And now all that's been given to me, it's when I think of everyone out there, and I've already been there. And some people like to twist my words. When I say I know your thought, every thought, I'm speaking of the confusion. I'm not saying I understand everything that is given to everybody. I understand the confusion. I understand the darkness, the stumbling of the word. And this has all just digested me. These last months after everything, it has made me new inside, and I am filled with right understanding. I no longer have the false, but I still have much more to learn. But what makes it hard is because, I know that the Father will do this in His time, will make me ready to give every good word that He has given to me. But, when you know every mind out there, when you know all the dark places, all the pitfalls, all that confusion, and I've been washed of it. I've been there. I have been to the deepest pit of hell, what I call it. And that is when my faith was the smallest. And I could hardly hold on. I could hardly even, that was hell. To not have that assurance. And now the Father has given all to me. I don't have that, but I know where it's at, and I know any words I say, there's going to be so many, how many minds and places in their mind is going to receive what I say. That's why I say my words is only to those in the place where I've once been. Those who have sought for God truly, not following man. Those who have had the bravery enough to turn from man. Because it's only when you turn from the doctrines that they have falsely teach, and you ask the Father and let the Spirit teach you. When I understand the confusion. But how to speak these things to all these minds and all these places, that's what makes it hard for me. And another thing that made it so hard, and what I've been coming to grasp this last month, after the overflowing that has been given to me, all my life, the Spirit has, manifest to me, I've always known He was there. And little things happen through my life to increase my faith. But this last month, where was I just going? I always lose. That's the problem with me too. I always lose my thought because there's too many. It was always denying myself. Why? Why would I be something to the Father? Who am I to God? I've always denied the Spirit by not, because of the carnal mind, partly of the doctrines that was in me, but myself. Why am I worthy? What would God want with me? And it was because of myself that I couldn't accept, the Spirit revealing. I've always known in my heart and in myself that I have a work to do. I've always known that I would come to understand because I believed the word that I heard. No matter what confusion, I always held to the word that I heard and believed. I knew that I would come to understand. And now, it's finally the assurance and, all this that was once confusion to me, is now understood. And I still have things to learn. But yet, as I read the scripture, and I read in Greek, and I'm going to somehow explain the corruption of the letter. There's, I know Ambrose, even those who have the Spirit. I had the Spirit. I have all my life, for long, He's always been there. And I had certain understandings. But when I would read the scripture, I would, there's certain things that I could never, it would just always trip me up. And it is now through the Spirit that I am able to see that error. And if you won't see the error, then, that's why some still preach things. They've had some understanding, but they're still preaching because they don't understand that error. They take what understanding they do have, but they mix this error in unknowingly. And I'm not going to. I know what I see. But as I read, it's all in there. It was all written. The true story was written. And there's so much to learn from the true scriptures. If there wasn't some error in the written letter, then why was we warned of the scribes, the writers, and the Pharisees, the teachers of the doctrines of the writings? And why it's said, who does not know the depths of Satan as they speak? It says some think they know, but they don't understand just how deep he went into that letter. And some things I cannot just blurt out because, I don't, So all I can say is my words are for those who are where I've once been. And those are the children of faith. And it is those who are struggling because the carnal word is enmity with the Spirit. So long we've been indoctrinated by carnal understanding. And I am one. I'm no different than anyone. But all who is of faith will make it through this carnal world. Because it is the faith that has the victory. Not us. It is our faith that has the victory. Because that was the plan and the purpose. And it was our Father that gave us. It was our Father that gave us the faith. I think my camera's messing up. It keeps stalling on me. It is the false understanding. I don't know if this is taping right now. But it is the false understanding and the carnal images that you hold that keeps you from the Father, that keeps you from accepting the things you've heard of the Spirit. It is the Spirit that's true. What's warring in your mind is the carnal. The Father had a plan, and He fulfilled that plan through Christ. And, and you have to understand what was really done. You have to understand what was really accomplished. You have to understand that the path to the Father was opened up to you. And that Spirit was given to you. That Spirit you received through faith. Not faith in man, but faith in the works of God. See, but man has sit here and taught doctrines. Men who was not sent. Men who did not understand the Spirit. They've been teaching. And they've put up, another wall. Their carnal doctrine is the wall. And now I see that the children will have helpers because the Father has planned for you to have helpers. I didn't have anything but my faith. And that's really what you have. But you have others who will confirm the things now. You have others who will speak the things that you've heard. Helpers have come now. And, it's still a struggle. And it's still a battle. But you have to let the Father purge the dross from your mind. When the Father purges that carnal dross that is enmity with Him, then you can begin to learn. Then you can begin to know the Father and the Son. And you don't stop until you have assurance of all things. Because man, especially those who think they know, those who claim they're teachers and prophets, they will cause you to err. They will cause you to trip. But you have to put your faith and hope in the Father, in the working of the Spirit. You have to let the Father do it. You can't realize, don't trust me, don't trust anyone, trust the Father. Have hope and faith and belief. And get your assurance from the Father. People think I'm not saying anything because I'm not reading the Scriptures, which I read all the time, every day, all day, from the moment I wake up, because I still love the Scriptures. I love the book. I love the message in the book, the true message. But very few have heard it. But all His children will hear it, because it was given to them. He said He'd write it on your heart and in your mind. And up till now, no one has known the glory, the true glory. Each son will be brought to glory through their faith, and they will learn of the Father and of the Son. But they don't think that I'm saying because I'm not reading the scripture. No, but I'm telling you what's in the scripture. And it is those who have that faith, those who are faithful, who will hear what I say, and they will understand, and they will know, and they will find comfort, and their faith will increase. And they will draw closer and closer to the Father. I'm not perfect in any way, and I'm not, I'm not sure how to put everything out. But I'm only here to give my account, to expound the scriptures to you, and to help your faith. What is written, but yet when Christ returned, will he find faith on the earth? Which I'd have to go and see exactly what more. There's so much in the scriptures. People, well, here's how they do it. They take like a verse, and then they go and say, well, this means that, and so they go chain reference to this verse, and they make all these verses fit. Well, let me tell you, the scripture's written. You don't need to chain reference it, because what that verse means is in that chapter right there. You read the whole thing. If you guided by the Spirit, you can read and get the understanding. You don't go, that's how they get their doctrines, verse by verse by verse. Why are you going there if something is if it's a letter or a document being written, why are you not just putting the understanding into where it came from? In context of what is being spoken to you. Why would you go? It's like it's kind of like someone reading, what other kind of book? It's like someone reading a literature book, and they hear this verse here, and then they skip over here to this verse because it has the same word, or, because it has the same word. That's how they do the chain reference. And then they skip over to this other part of this other story, and then they put these two together. They're not even the same story. You don't chain reference to understand. You read and understand what has been written right there in that chapter, in that book. I chain reference for many years. I know how it all works. Reason, logic. Did that make sense, though? That's how it works. I mean, that's the best I could put an example. Because that's exactly what they're doing. Just because this word was used here, some words aren't even, don't mean that word means the same thing here. And it's not even the same story. I hope that made sense. Think about it. It does. But, when all is purged from you, when all the dross is purged, and your mind is new, then you are babes. Then you are ready for the milk. Then you are ready to be nourished of the Spirit and brought up in spiritual things. You cannot learn as a father while you have the carnal doctrines and all that confusion in you. Those who trust the Father will go through what I have said. There's so much that many has never heard. But all will come to know, at least all those who are of faith. those who have Christ, those who have the seed, the Spirit that was given. You belong to the Father, and the Father will not lose any of His. I hope something made sense. When Father makes me able, I'm still learning. But I'm only here to increase your faith through what I've already been through and come to know. Much love to you. Father bless you.